So we've got emails, gentlemen. Do you want to talk about the direct and everything, or do you want to just go into those?
We can do whatever you want. You're the guy. You're the.
We try.
Can I interject about the Nintendo Direct as a non-traditionally Nintendo guy? I feel that they spend a lot of time on certain titles and completely gloss over others. So they spend a ton of time on not Dragon Quest. Well, Dragon Quest, but the other one after that, the Three Heroes or Three Kingdoms.
Fire Emblems.
Like they'll spend a ton of time on that, and then Tetris, for example, they just announce it and they're on to something else. Yep. I feel that like they could do better with a balance of, they show a cool game like a Tetris Battle Royale exclusive to the Switch, and they announce it for a second, and that's it.
Well, as someone who does keep up with all the Nintendo stuff, like they did say this Direct was going to focus a lot on Fire Emblem because A, it's one of their next big games coming out, and B, like we haven't hardly seen any of this game, and it was announced when the Switch came out, and everybody's been asking about it. So
wasn't the Dragon Quest 11 port announced like before Switch even came out? I think it was still
it was the first. It was like one of the first third-party games announced for Switch was Dragon Quest. So,
and then, but see, it was also like I think they were just the localization was announced for Switch, right? Because it was already out, wasn't it?
No, because it came out last year.
Oh, okay.
Right, Dragon Quest 11 came out last year for PlayStation.
Fuck, I don't know.
I think it came out in 2017 in Japan. And then it got localized and brought here for PlayStation. And now it's coming to Switch.
I like that they've added stuff for the Switch version.
Yeah, like words to the already long name of the game.
Yeah. Well, they've added stuff in the game. I feel that, if there's going to be a port that long after the game's already been out, that seems decent that they're at least adding something to it.
They're like the Mass Effect loyalty missions. Because it's focusing on side quests for each of the party members.
Those are really, really good, though.
I know.
If you like Mass Effect, those loyalty missions are so awesome.
Yeah, they were.
They were good.
Especially the old guy that lived in the basement of
So Phillips and I have gone back, and we'll go into this direct then, because Phillips and I have gone back and forth on Mario Maker.
Oh,
Moose is like, I'm gonna sit back for a little bit.
Look, what I said,
bought a Switch. So
what?
I said, I'm pretty sure this is why you bought a Switch. Was for Mario Maker.
I was just waiting for it.
No, this isn't why I bought a Switch. I bought a Switch because there was cool shit coming out on it.
And he could buy Binding of Isaac and Super Meat Boy again.
What Keel is referencing is that I said I don't think it's fair that Nintendo has found a way to charge $60 for a level editor and make people think that's a great idea. Now, I'm not criticizing the quality of the editor, but that's what it is.
But also, that's I can't really articulate this through Facebook Messenger because text doesn't really do the justice.
It's called emojis, Matt. Use them.
No. Because I just get stuck on the eggplant one because penises are funny. But
does Mario Maker 2 make your dick hard? Is that why you're using the eggplant emoji when you're talking about it?
Matt's a medical professional. Please use medical.
Does it make your penis erect when you talk about Mario Maker 2? He said use medical terms.
I'm not on trial here.
No, you are. I mean, he's
only from the waist.
So, look at every other game that comes with a level editor like this.
Okay. See now, if you say that, you're correct. If you say that, you're correct. If you say that, you're correct. However, the difference here is, like with other games that use a level editor, there's not really a good. You made the statement that's probably more correct than I want it to be. That like curation is really important.
Yes, and that's fine. Like so.
But here's the thing: it's the level editor of Mario Maker isn't the game.
No, it's not. So what I'm saying is typically okay, but they're charging a full price for it. Yes.
Yeah, but it comes with 100 pre-made levels, I think.
Yeah. So all I was saying was,
so that's already more than most platformers have.
Something that usually comes with a title for free, the level editor. So all I felt was that it could come with a 2D Mario game.
So
what's wrong with Nintendo including a new Mario game and it comes with the level editor?
I think because the focus, you're probably going to prove me wrong, but if you look at a lot of games that come with a level editor, it's almost like it's never on par. It's rarely on par with like the quality of the actual game. It's like, here's a level editor.
Have you seen the Doom one?
No, I haven't seen. I said you were going to prove me wrong, but I'm just saying.
But see, also one does not mean it's common.
No, but it's not about proving you wrong. It's that like this is user created content, which is what it is. And again, the editor itself is great. I'm not downplaying that. I'm saying the tools to create user created content is usually not locked behind a paywall the way Nintendo does it. That's all I'm saying. So I feel it's interesting that Nintendo has found a way to release this as a full title in their, yearly release schedule. And it's just, they get away with it. And
I just feel like that's what they're selling. It's a level editor.
Yes.
Like not like, no. Like they're not like they're putting the time and the effort into making sure that the level editor is up to their standards instead of being like, well, here is our game. Here's our new Super Mario game. And then, here's a level editor. And we've tested some things on it. Like where they've actually put this through the paces and like pretty much any level you make is going to be really awesome. And I'm sure that there are plenty of level editor games out there that can fit that bill too, that come with an actual game with it. But I personally, I don't agree. Like I don't think it should be $60, but that's what they're going to charge.
That's my issue, is the price of it. Mostly.
Like if they came down a little bit or whatever, or, cause what they could do is they could come down on the price with a kind of like a gateway drug price and be like, okay, well, it's $39.99, but then you can buy like, here's a $5 pack for the Super Mario Brothers levels. Here's a $5 pack for Super Mario Brothers 2 and 3 and Super Mario World. And
you know what they could have done too is just like,
but they already include all of that.
Yes, I understand that, but you're just playing the levels. It's not like you're playing the game, right? Like it doesn't include like Super Mario Brothers in it. It's just the levels, right?
Yes.
Well, it's the assets and the physics.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Okay. Yeah. So you're not technically getting those games inside of it. You're just getting the assets and the physics of those games.
Yes.
So you're saying like including the ability to buy the games and play them?
Like maybe he's saying that you could.
I'm trying to understand. I'm actually asking.
Nintendo could include those games with Mario Maker to make it more enticing.
Yeah.
But that'll just here's the thing, that'll just give you another thing to bitch about, because you're gonna be like, oh, you're gonna make us pay for Super Mario Brothers again?
I'm not bitching about it. I was just making an observation.
I just feel like
I feel like I can be. I think I'm more so in if it's gonna be like a Matt versus Matt here. I'm gonna be in Phillips' camp. It was really I'm really excited with you Maker 2.
No, you won't. You lying sack of shit.
Don't you tease me.
Never play Bloodborne.
And I will attempt to beat you. Anyways, I feel like paying $60 for a level editor. Like, if anybody's gonna do it, I think Nintendo could pull it off. Hence why they made Super Mario Maker and were able to sell it at $60. And hence why they're going to be able to make Super Mario Maker 2 and people are going to pay for it. But I think we're going to see like Nintendo hopefully comes around on the whole like digital sales thing and like, hey, let's drop the prices of our games like 2 to 3 years fucking after they're released instead of them constantly being like Breath of the Wild should not be $60 right now. It should at least, the most it should be is like 40.
How much are the Wii U ports? 60?
40.
No, there's 60. Donkey Kong was 60.
Donkey Kong was 60?
Yeah. What about what was it? Captain Toad just came out too?
Captain Toad is 40.
Okay, that's not bad. So,
but that game was 40 on the Wii U. So
that's the thing, they get away with it. I mean, Captain Toad is an incredible game, in my opinion. I'd rather see Captain Toadmaker. That's what I'd rather see.
Well, but I think also being I still feel like it's reductive just calling it a level editor.
Well, okay, then what is it then?
Hear me out. There's a lot good about this because instead of just going, because saying it's a level editor is all you're doing is editing levels. That's all you're telling me. I mean, it's also
the other
what?
game you play it.
Huh?
You're not just leveling. You're not just editing levels and then the level just sits there. Like you actually play inside of it, just like you do.
Yeah, but I also think like the way that the content is presented to the end user, even if they're not going out there looking for levels, the way that it's presented, you do the what were they, Corey? The 10 lives challenge, the 50 lives challenge, and the 100 lives challenge.
Yeah, where
it would present.
It's almost like their live service game almost.
Yeah, it would present just levels at random to you. Now you automatically the automatic response there is like, okay, so I get to play a bunch of garbage levels at random. How do I know I'm going to be able to pass all of them, if any of them? Well, that's why Nintendo implemented that you have to be able to finish your levels that you create in order to upload them. So you can't get like the Far Cry 5 arcade situation where people upload a bunch of broke-ass levels that are actually unplayable. Not because they're bad or poorly designed, but because you can't actually achieve the objectives they set.
Mm-hmm. And that's totally fair. Like, again, when you and I because we had a long chat about this, and I felt that you were saying that your favorite part about Mario Maker that you feel is better than other editors is that it has that kind of built-in curation for you, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, you got to remember, I'm coming from.
You're coming from a PC mod community.
Yeah, so back in the day with Doom WADs or Duke 3D levels,
Mega WADs.
You would have a lot of terrible levels that were just broken, unplayable, but there would be people who would curate a list of quality titles for you. And Nintendo kind of does that for you within the editor. And I like
the analytics of the editor actually does it.
Yeah,
I actually prefer that.
None of this is about saying it's a bad editor, it's a bad product. None of that. I just feel it's expensive for $60. That's all I was saying. Mm-hmm. Okay, like Little Big Planet thrived on user-created content, and the ability to create that content was free, and it also came with a full game for you to play, right?
Yeah, but that full game is a flighty, not so great platformer. It's mediocre at best.
I don't agree. I thought that was a very fun game. I don't agree. I think that's very dismissive of that title. That was a fun game.
Now, granted, but see, also on the hand of like the creation suite in Little Big Planet, you had to spend days with it in order to even create something serviceable.
Oh, yeah, I looked at it once. I was like, "Fuck this."
Yeah, I've tried to create just a single level. I'm like, what the heck? This doesn't work anywhere close to how I want it.
Why do I have to tie the platforms together with string and then weigh them down? So they will float away.
People made in that editor when you play their levels is like, how the fuck did they do this?
I mean, it's like Dreams. Like, look at Dreams coming up, right? I mean, that's insane. That game is going to be
inside that level editor.
You know what's insane is that Dreams has a real chance of having a higher Metacritic score than Crackdown 3.
I mean, that's probably true because Crackdown 3 is sitting at sub 50 right now.
Nobody thought that when those two games were revealed.
Power of the cloud, guys.
You know what though? Kudos to Microsoft for actually not canceling Crackdown 3 and for Sony for not canceling Dreams.
Speaking of Microsoft canceled games, did you see the rumor that's been popping up everywhere today about how Nintendo is buying or supposedly buying Scalebound from Microsoft and making it a Switch exclusive.
I saw that, yeah.
With Platinum.
I don't believe that for a second.
I really don't either, but
new Platinum game looks good.
Astral Chain.
I thought that Platinum couldn't. Like when you saw, if you go back and look at how the footage of that game when it was shown, like it was barely running. Yeah, it was an early build, but it was also on much more powerful hardware than what the Switch is. Like the scale of that game, I just feel is just not really feasible for the Switch.
I mean, the idea could probably stick, but that game, it will not be that game.
No, they'd have to completely rebuild.
Yeah, yeah. Why don't we get the games that are announced out first? Like, Bayonetta 3. Why don't we get that out first? Or, the wonderful one-on-one port that they've been wanting to do for a while.
What was the new one they announced at the
Astral Chain?
Yeah, that game looks good.
Is that an existing
game looks good.
IP or anything? Or
nope, that's just their new game. Their new Switch exclusive.
It's new and Platinum bonkersness, and I can't wait.
Is it exclusive?
Yep.
Yeah.
Nintendo's funding it and publishing it.
Did they bring Nier to Xbox?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was cheaper and it had all of the downloadable stuff too.
It was not cheaper.
It wasn't cheaper? Oh, okay.
No, it's still $60.
Okay.
I've heard that game's awesome. I haven't played it though.
It really is. Okay, so let's get to emails, gentlemen.
Yeah.
Oh, are we not on emails yet?
No, we're not on emails yet.
All right, let's get to those emails.
ngrradiopodcast@gmail.com, Nerds Gone Rogue official on Twitter, or is that Instagram?
That's Instagram.
Okay, Nerds Gone Rogue on Twitter.
Because we can't use Nerds Gone Rogue on Instagram for some reason.
It's probably because somebody else has it.
Nope, nobody else has it.
Flame Jumper, no?
Wait, he has it and we can't use it?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. Because Instagram's dumb, just like the rest of the internet.
The social media. But anyway,